Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Jermelly podcast. We're over here at the Jermelly studio today, and I think I'm doing better each day with all these podcasts, and so give me a feedback, So I always start my day by reading some of the inspiration quotes, motivation quotes, and even my team know whenever there's a problem that they want to present over, they have to definitely bring in a solution, and at the same time they have to have something good to say. So that is me. But anyway, let's go ahead and open up the flow by talking about the wonderful things that Jermelly Engineering is doing. So far, the productive environment is going pretty well, and I like that people have been reaching out and giving out feedbacks and telling us, hey, we need you to add this, add that, add this. So please feel free. I'm very much open. I love the community. I love doing so many good stuff around people, and so I know that we're not perfect, and just slowly by we are able to make it through. We are able to be that perfect. Well, not perfect, but at least slowly by as we make progress, we are able to say that we are doing much better than how we used to do. So please go ahead, give us some feedback, whatever you can give us, and tell us what else you need to be added to the website. So maybe if you need something to be added onto the mobile app itself, please do so. The iOS will be opening up live very soon. I don't want to give out any dates because you know how with technology everything goes. Otherwise, today we are going to talk about contracting opportunities. So there's the negative and there's the positives of contracts. So let me just start with contracting. What is contracting? Contracting is when somebody actually decides to come out to you, not somebody in the case, but let's say an agency comes over to you and says, hey, we need you to complete this within such and such guidance, and once it's completed, or once it's closed, once you complete the job very perfectly, then they'll be so happy with you and they'll be able to give you more, and by that you're developing relationships. Also, a contract can be through bids where you're going to compete with other people, other companies, big and small, and see if by any chance, and see if you're lucky or you're not lucky to get those contracts. There's many ways to get contracts. You can get contracts through blanket purchases, and that means they say somebody just knows what your company is about, and they decide to just give you something and say you need to purchase all these things, or you need to complete this task order, which is a task order purchase, task order contract. And then there's also another type of contract where you just have to do purchases, and you have to remember that when you're working with schools, when you're working with different agencies, that when if by any chance you read their guidelines and their policies, you'll notice that you can be awarded a contract based on the amount. Like, for example, you don't really have to bid on anything if the amount that they want to use is actually between $4,999 and below. So you can purchase anything for the schools within that amount. But again, it comes down to relationships. I know we've talked about relationships even on our PMS show, which I do with Simona. That's Patricia, Melly, and Simona's show, and we talk about so many other crazy things. But the best thing is, the main thing that we always talk about is relationship and culture. Okay, so with relationship as it pertains, normally you'll notice that the small businesses, there's the good and the bad. Like I said, I want to talk about those, and I don't have any sort of paperwork to be able to go through this in a chronological way. But if you are listening and you're a small business, or you're a young entrepreneur and you're trying to start out a business, remember that, one, it's good to get your certifications. Of course, that will definitely help you get one of your legs through the doors, and at the same time, it might not. So don't go out there getting all hopeful that this is the only thing that's going to help you. That's why we always, at JRML Engineering, we always change our business strategy every now and then. And the quick hire application, the business model has been changed so many times because of what our customers are saying they want. So whatever you need is whatever we give you. It's not what we want that we give you, but whatever you want is what we give you. We're all about the community. So going back to what I'm talking about, relationship and contracts. So once you receive your certifications, which you can get from the county that you live in, go ahead, and while you're doing this, make sure you're still trying to bid on contracts, trying to maintain relationships. I'm sorry, I'm losing my breath, but contract is a pretty touchy subject. So by maintaining relationships, you'll notice that wherever you've already applied to, which is supplier diversity, you just type on Google supplier diversity for the name of the company that you're trying to get into, and try and register in as many, like let's say 1,000, 1,000,000, as many big businesses portal whereby they do the supplier diversity. Once you get in there, and once you're all your certifications have been completed with the government, then also make sure that you look into the government, into different schools, into different hospitals, and see what exactly are they buying, what is it that they're offering, can you supply it, and try and write as many bids. If by any chance you're having trouble creating bids, writing proposals for the bids, go ahead and do your revisions. Try and check and learn as much as you can about writing good proposals. Remember that there are different kinds of bids. You can go ahead and find out that there's low bid, low fixed bids, so you have to provide the cheapest, lowest rate that you can. The problem is you're going to lose a lot. And by losing a lot means that you're not going to receive any funds that are coming in. There are people who just want to get past performances, so they'll go for that. And then there's just so many types of bids and contracts out there. And today, like I said, I do want to talk about the problems we are facing and some of the solutions that JRML Engineering has decided to partake on regards to contracting. So some of the issues that small businesses encounter, whether you're a startup, whether you're just trying to test the waters, a lot of us end up feeling like they want to give up. It's just too much. And that is because the government really doesn't know what's going on, or maybe they already know, but they just don't want to take over their responsibility. And by the government, I mean both state and federal. Not many people are going to talk about this, but I guess I am a little bit pissed off. And that's why I want to talk about this, so people can know what's going on. Just one voice can definitely change the world. And so today I want to say that I'm not too happy with the federal government, and I am not too happy with the state government. The reason is because every now and then our governors, people who are supposed to support small businesses, people who are supposed to support the people, because the government is for the people, by the people, all of these people who are supposed to support us are the ones who are making it a little bit challenging. Every now and then you hear about, we're opening opportunities for small businesses. Maryland is back in business. Maryland is supporting small businesses. All of this, truth of the matter is, it's not real. I wanted to use a bad word, but I'm just going to say it's not real. And by saying it's not real, what I mean is there are some states, I'm not going to name names because, like I said, I have over 3,000 contacts, and all of these are presidents, CEOs, and I'm one of the people who actually oversee the contracts that are being written. I make changes. I talk to the right personnel to try and get my people in or my company in that space. And the issues we've faced is that because it starts from high all the way up top government, it trickles down to the primers. And by this I mean the government that is supposed to provide these opportunities, these bids, they put it out on the solicitation list, on e-marketplace, on all these other marketplaces like New York and all those areas, all the states. And right after they put it out there, even on our FedBase, once they put it out there, guess what? They already know in their mind who exactly, like which company needs to get this opportunity. They're just doing that by putting it out there. They're saying they've done what is mandated by the government, and that means actually putting out a solicitation and choosing somebody who you already know. That means they've developed a relationship with this person, which I understand. But the thing about that is when they're trying to stop all of us from doing this, we're wasting our electronic gadgets like USBs, CDs that we're sending to them, from 3 CDs that are sent with all the proposals, or maybe 20 CDs or USBs that they request for. We send all of these things. We waste trees by printing out a lot of paperwork that are needed. We submit those paperworks, and guess what? After 20 people, 6 people, 2 people are competing, they go back and they change everything and award it to whoever they want to award it to by creating what's called an estimated invoice. An estimated receipt is something that shows they've already awarded it to an incumbent or somebody who already is in their mind. So this is very much unfair, and apparently rules are not being followed when they're saying, oh, do not be friends with such and such a person within the government. All of this is not real. Anything that's being written on those documents, I have to admit, they are not real. They're not something that are being adhered to strictly or enforced. And and then on top of that, the primers. Let me talk a little bit about the primers. I have a lot of prime friends, a lot of presidents who I communicate with, but they also want the money. Everybody is running after the money. So what do? They try to subcontract with smaller businesses, which means they're a larger corporation that is working with the small businesses to get an opportunity. And whenever this happens, the biggest problem that we end up facing is that biggest problem is that the small businesses that are starting up, they're actually not able to bid on solicitations because they keep saying, you know what, as a small business you have to have this past performance, that past performance, and so you have to have about 3 or 6 past performances. And that is why we have developed Quick Hire to make it so easy for you. So these are just some of the solutions that Jeremy Engineering has decided to take, because everything that's going out there, truth, it is very painful. It's just a shame that small businesses are not supported the way that they're supposed to be supported. Some of the requirements exceed the expectation that's needed for a small business to be. And so the small business opportunities are actually not for small business opportunities because they're not supporting small business opportunities. And this thing I'm putting out there so that you all can go. I know that we have come to so many of your meetings, and and a lot of us have complained bitterly. We might be in the middle of a contract, working on it, paying our people, doing the best job out there. But guess what? The government or somebody comes in and says, hey, we have to stop work and give it to somebody else. This is a no-no. This is so wrong. And please, if the government is listening to this, actually, I think I should tag some of the government people so they can know that these things that are going on for small business are incorrect. People are crying out there, and you need to start supporting small businesses much better. I have put out some of my requests for the company. Other companies have done the same thing. Schools, universities are now doing these research and actually submitting it to the members of Congress. And so don't tell me that the government does not know what's going on. The government sure really knows what's going on, and the government is really not contributing into supporting small businesses. We need those contracts. Small businesses need to have those past performance. You can't tell me that you have you're making 6 million, you're making 13 million, you're making billions of dollars, and SBA still approved. You can't tell me that small businesses have to pay their employees, but the federal government cannot pay the small business for the job that has been done. This is a no-no. So when you're saying we have to follow the FAR rules, which are called the FAR rules, which is a whole booklet which have about a lot of pages in it, and yet you do all these wrongs to small businesses, sorry. It is very unfortunate, and I believe that you all have to look into this again. And so that's my plea. The solutions that small businesses are using, and this is going to all the young entrepreneurs, the founders, the people who are still working and trying to get their feet wet. Please remember, always have something else on the side. One, develop relationships. By that, it means when you go into these websites, these vendor portals, you also notice that there are other small businesses that are registered in there. Communicate with them. Send a blast email. Let them know that you're always around. Something might pop up one day that they have and they need the right resources, but the more you keep on sending messages, trying to develop relationships, the more they'll be like, we know this person have been sending a lot of emails to me, and I definitely want to reach out. Another way that we do this is we have other applications that we use, and that one avenue application is Quick Hire, which is the one that we've been marketing out there. At this point, we've noticed that we already have 11 to be exact, small businesses that have already registered, and we're hoping that we're going to get more and more small businesses. They're communicating with you through the portal. Please look at the help section, read about it, go to www.jrmeleengineering.biz, read about the software, and look at the videos that have been created about the software. Learn about it. If you have issues, go ahead and send an email. Send an email to the software itself, the JRME business apps, I believe, at gmail.com. That goes straight to the engineering people, and they'll be able to know your issues and they'll be able to support you. So please, and then look at the policies. So you have to acknowledge the policies and the regulations of how you're going to make money within that software. You want to advertise, you can advertise for free. You want to join, it's all free when you join. There's a lot of opportunities that are being submitted by all these small businesses. Please join into that site and start networking inside Quick Hire. Try and see how we can resolve this issue about small businesses going underground just because of these silly things that are being put out for us to actually go through. I know that going up into the success ladder, you definitely have to go through all these issues and fight your way and see how good you are, and finally just the few people are able to get up top. But I'm trying to support other small businesses that have the will. I know that you can do it, you know. So register into Quick Hire, communicate with the other small businesses, and try and share different opportunities, share knowledge, and, you know, just try and grow. That's what Quick Hire is about. It's a free tool for the government and for small businesses alike. And then the third option that we're using is, we do try to look at, we still go through the bidding process. So we look at all the options that are out there. We go through the bidding option, we develop relationships, we still try and see if by any chance there are other opportunities that can be trickled down to JRML Engineering, because we've been doing a lot of subcontracting for a long time, not only in the IT part but also in the engineering part. So please, please, please remember to be a support, remember to be a positive empowerment to other people, and that is what this podcast is about. Okay, so have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day outside. It seems like it's going to rain, but let's not worry about that, because rain is also a good thing. It helps the farmers be able to grow good stuff. So yeah, let me know what else you want to talk about. But this was a hot topic yesterday and in our meeting, and I decided to put it out there. So if you're the government, if you're just a private citizen, if you're whatever you were and whatever title you hold, please remember that there are other people who are down there and they're still doing worse, and they really need your support. So continue being a support and continue being a blessing. Okay, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you. Bye.